Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today guys, of course, we are continuing Wolverine in the X-Men. This is Season 1, Episode 25, titled Foresight Part 2. We are now in the middle of the 3-part finale of this show. And it's crazy to say that because literally, they had a panel for Season 2 of Wolverine and the X-Men. They showed concept art of characters coming within Season 2. And they talked about Season 2. And then it didn't happen. It's crazy. It is crazy. But based on the setup within Part 1, Foresight Part 1, that we saw last week, it's clear that they were still ending out on a big note, even though they think that they were told they were getting a Season 2, and then everything just kind of fell apart afterwards. So I'm hoping this is going to end on a big note. We'll see, but my assumption is that they will, because this show has proven itself to give us some grand storytelling, great character arcs and moments, and character interactions, and some big reveals, some big twists within the storytelling that I'm not worried. They're going to land on a crazy note, a big note. It's going to end good in terms of, good storytelling and everything. Not necessarily it's going to end on a good note, but you just never know. But regardless, this show just knows what it's doing in terms of handling all these characters, good and bad. So I'm not too worried about it, but it's really unfortunate that we don't have that Season 2. It sucks. It really does. So Foresight Part 1 really delved into the Inner Circle, Hellfire Club, taking Jean Grey and telling her, I think, a version of the story of the Phoenix. Like, I feel like they're not telling her everything. They're obviously not telling her everything. And so she's I think she's going to believe them, that they're there to help her, even though that's not true at all. It's not true at all, because the whole idea of releasing it before it fully matures in the sky or whatever, like, it just doesn't sound like it's going to go well. Whatever plan they have, it just doesn't sound like it's going to go well. So I don't believe in them, especially how Emma Frost betrayed, the entire X-Men, which we should have seen that coming, because Wolverine sensed it right away as soon as she showed up early on in the show. Yeah, something's up with her and we shouldn't trust her. Well, they ended up doing it because she's the only telepath that could use Cerebro, because Professor X, of course, at that time was missing. So there's a lot going on there. With the stuff going on in the future and everything, Professor X taken, and they're using a version of Cerebro in the future. A Master Mold created this machine because they busted his machine, and they're tracking all their remaining mutants in the planet. It's not good. It's not good at all. And now Magneto in the present, after being told all this stuff about the future and the war and everything, him and Senator Kelly, who's now captured, they were told a version of the future, but not exactly everything in terms of it's Jean Grey, it's the Phoenix Force, it's not the actual war that causes all the destruction. But now Magneto's controlling both sides because he has Mystique pretending to be Senator Kelly. But I think that kind of fell apart towards the end there. But the Sentinels are coming. They're coming for Genosha, because they want to destroy it so the mutants can then take over everything else. So, yeah, it's Magneto's plan. So, let's get into that, guys, and check it out. See what they show us here in Part 2 of Foresight. I almost said Hindsight, because Hindsight was the beginning of the show. Foresight Part 2. Let's get into that, guys, and check it out. Let's go. It's a lot of fucking helicopters. Jesus. There's only a couple, then, like, all these fuckers.
He's in a coma. He can't help you. I'll get through to him somehow.
You're not telling the whole truth.
Please listen. If we don't do this now.
Yeah. Now you see that. Uh-oh. Phoenix. I don't know why. I just felt like I had to say that. Go inside the mind of the Phoenix. Jean, but the Phoenix.
She said the power inside me is called the Phoenix, and
it's all right, Jean.
She's not lying.
There's no need to be frightened.
I mean, yes.
open the doors to let it out.
The Phoenix must be released, or all will be lost.
Oh my gosh. Just knowing what he's actually said about the Phoenix Force.
All right.
Don't trust him. Don't trust, like, this is not, don't do it. Jean! Sorry. that ongoing, whoa, wait. What? That was cool, the lightning from Professor X. Oh.
I'm here, Jean.
Damn it.
The X-Men are of no further use. They should have been taken out as soon as Cerebro was rebuilt.
Damn it.
So now we're assassins? We're trying to save
Ooh.
lives, not take them.
No, we're not assassins.
Master, those plans have evolved.
Sebastian, you can't
Yeah.
But I believe it wants to be controlled, Emma. And that through the centuries, we're confident that 5 telepaths can succeed where one would fail.
What?
All fools.
Holy crap.
To lead this, the Phoenix will consume those girls. The global strength for you.
Oh, this crap. This is terrible. That's why Master Mold wanted him. Now we know. Really? Really? I was like, is that her? Is that her? It's not just one. There's clones.
Just give me a second. Laura, take the others and go release the prisoners.
Interesting. Interesting.
You too, Chuck.
Communication was cut off. You told me Jean had been taken.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get her back.
Damn. She got.
And then we were at war, and
Yeah.
it's all over so fast.
Emma, where have you been?
Listen to me, Scott. I know where Jean
Tell the
is.
truth.
I found her. But
Tell
we
the
must
truth.
Go, now.
You found her? Bullshit. You took her.
She needs you, not him.
This destroying shit. Why not?
You're to wait in your chambers. Don't come out for any reason. Do you understand?
Why? What's
Don't worry about it.
Details need not.
Right away. Damn. This is... It's so crazy he's putting all these mutants through this. It's messed up. Oh. Oh, I remember them.
Some mutants refuse to fight alongside their brothers and sisters. But this unprovoked attack
We'll unite them all.
motivation they need. If the loss of a few mutants will ensure our rightful place in this
He doesn't
world,
care.
then yes, I will make that sacrifice.
It's all been a lie. It's one thing to defend ourselves. It's another to attack our own people.
She has a very good point. Thank you for saying that.
So who are they?
Long story.
Yeah.
Basically, I found him on ice at a Weapon X facility.
Damn.
Turned out to be pretty useful.
Regrettably, she is the one who betrayed us. And has now disappeared.
Can't believe she gave us up.
I'm not surprised. Based off Rover.
Did you get through to the past?
Not yet.
Not yet. Shit's going down.
Shift our focus.
Yep. Going in there full force.
Betray us.
Ow. Gene!
Foolish humans, building an army of metal men to attack the master of magnetism.
I mean, yeah, that's a point. Damn. Now they're sentinels for my doing.
Just because Kelly got cold feet doesn't mean others would. Father and I just took out the guesswork.
That's actually not a bad point. Because someone else could still send the sentinels if Kelly didn't do it, you know? Yeah. Things are not looking good. Things are not looking good at all. Magneto has now taken control of the Sentinels, which obviously was a part of the plan. But now he's attacking cities. Why not? He's just attacking shit. And one of the last shots there, I don't think you guys have noticed or not if you've seen the show before. Of course, if you're watching this reaction, you've probably seen the show before, of course. But why would you be watching the show when I have to cut it up and everything? But anyways, one of the last shots is the Sentinel puts its arm through that window full of people, and then there's a blast. But obviously, you don't see what exactly. But he puts his arm in the window full of people and blast, implying he murdered all of them. What the fuck? And then earlier, when the Sentinels are attacking Genosha, it's not there was one shot where you hear screaming and shit when a blast goes off, but and they implied it through dialogue, because I can't show it, but I'm assuming mutants died, because he's like, well, if a few mutants die for the cause, okay. Magneto doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit. Wow. This was a pretty powerful episode in terms of showing how little Magneto cares about everything, and he's claiming he cares so much about Genosha. Okay, so you're willing to put all these mutants' lives at risk because the Sentinels are just going to destroy shit, but there's people in those buildings. People are in those places, and you're destroying what they consider now their home for your goals, not thinking about the bigger picture. And at one point I'm thinking, there's fire all around. Maybe Magneto dies here, and that this still plays out the same way. It's implied it's the Phoenix Force, but what if his own destruction of Genosha causes his own death? I was wrong, because then he, of course, led the Sentinels. Now he's turned them into human-killing machines, not mutant-killing machines, or capturing mutants, capturing humans, killing mutants, whatever. Now they're going after humans. Now they're fly off and start destroying a city. Why not? Why not? Wow. So that pretty much shows that. And also, he doesn't trust his son, Pietro, to gather the forces, the army of mutants that are just waiting, which who at this point is going to be a part of that? Because who knows how many mutants died on Genosha there? I don't know. But Wanda, he wants Wanda to do it. But Wanda, and he put, you stood by me this long, Wanda. Do not walk away now. Yeah, she is. I just don't see her ultimately siding with him, because she's a very different person approaching these things, and I don't think she sees. I think she's now really seeing her father for who he really is now. It's kind of crazy. A lot of Jean in this episode, and some crazy stuff in the Flash Forwards in terms of Professor X and everything. So let's talk about the Jean stuff first, because Professor X and the future stuff, that was great as well, but the Jean stuff, because that's the most important thing we're not focusing on, which is the Phoenix Force, all that kind of stuff. We're getting closer to that supposed time and day when shit goes down, where everything gets destroyed in terms of what we know is the future that they're currently living right now. So, Jean is being lied to, in a sense, but then you find out Emma is also being lied to by the Inner Circle, Hellfire Club, because the plan originally, apparently, between all of them and this whole idea of the Phoenix Force and the Inner Circle, Hellfire Club, that we're going to destroy the Phoenix Force. Now they're saying, how about we actually try to control it? And we're going to use these 5 telepaths to divvy up the Force so that we can control it. No, that's not how this works. But of course, they think that's going to work, but it's not. It's not. So, Emma tries to break through all of the barriers. They break through one barrier, and she's pretending to be Professor X. I'm surprised that Jean believed this Professor X and opened the first barrier. I'm like, God damn it. But there's a lot of barriers, so it wasn't like she just opened the barrier. And also, the Phoenix Force is here. Ah! No. And then what was really interesting is when they're in the... excuse me. I hate that happened in the video. But anyways, back to what I was trying to say before my throat just... all that shit. When they're in the cul-de-sac, we hear Jean! Jean! The typical Scott Summers Cyclops line to Jean. Jean! But it's actually Cyclops in the real world that she's hearing. That psychic connection. So it's not like they're trying to pretend, but then of course they have one of the psychics to pretend to be Cyclops, but then she realizes this is not real. Because she actually hears him, and he's in pain, and the Blackbird went down and everything in the last episode. So she's actually sensing that. That's kind of interesting. So that's when the whole thing is revealed, because she's like, I gotta go get Scott Summers, I gotta go save him, so that's not an issue, because we can't control her until then. And then, of course, that's when they reveal, we can control the Phoenix Force, it's okay. And all that just kind of went down. She brings Cyclops back after saving him from being taken by the MRD, and they go in for the attack, trying to stop the Inner Circle, the Hellfire Club. to take Jean back, and of course they're there waiting for them. Like they must have known on some sort of level that when she comes back, it's going to be, not to help, but to stop them. And I still like the fact that she's still kind of lying. She's like, I found Jean. No, you knew where she was the whole time. Stop lying. But then I guess she thought, if I told him the truth, he won't come with me. He'll want to destroy me, then go after her. So I guess it's like a means to an end. But I hope that that this all comes to a head in terms of revealing, that she actually betrayed them. Because that needs to come to light. We have one episode left, so I'm assuming they'll get to that point, I hope. So there's all that. Of course, they lose the fight, and now Jean is still captured by the Inner Circle. So, future stuff. Master Mold uses Professor X and uses the technology of Cerebro to find the remaining mutants, but then who shows up, which is a great thing, but I should not have been as surprised as I was, because they've already revealed that he technically is still around in the future. We just don't know where, but it was still a fantastic reveal, which was Wolverine, and then X-23, along with clones of X-23, destroying freaking Sentinels like nothing. It was awesome as hell. And he's like, yeah, I found these in a weapon. I found these all, these clones in a Weapon X chambers or whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. Because they had actually teased that in the present timeline that there was X-23. I think she was actually younger than she is now in the future stuff. So I can't remember for sure, but regardless, we have clones and it's freaking awesome. It's really cool. And it's interesting that we're all getting to the point now where it's like this. We have the Inner Circle, Hellfire Club. Did I say Hellfire Club? I can't talk today. It's early in the morning. Blah. But the Inner Circle, Hellfire Club, has Jean, and they're going to try to control the Phoenix Force. That's where we ended off with this episode. We have one episode left. We also ended in the future where Wolverine says, I found Master Mold. And then we ended off with that point. And then, on the other part of it, we have Magneto with his now human hunting Sentinels, not mutant hunting, human hunting, as he's now changed them, is now attacking cities. And that's where we end. And so we have a lot of stuff to look forward to in this last episode upcoming. I'm not prepared for it to end. It sucks that we're here at the end here. But it's been a crazy journey. It's been a fun ride, and I'm excited to see how it all ends and to just think back on this show after I'm done and just remember that this is a really great show. It really is, and I'm so glad that I watched it. And even though if the videos don't get as much love and attention as I didn't think they should, because the show is that good, ultimately at the end of the day, I wanted to continue watching the show because I'm so invested. I needed to see it end. I needed to see it through, and it's been a journey. We have one episode left, and then that's it. We're done. So, yeah. So, what'd you guys think of this episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, about, it's not Hindsight, it's Foresight. Can I pull it up? Back up on here. Foresight Part 2. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.